Okay, we're streaming on YouTube and all that stuff. Should give me a preview. Facebook's giving me shit right now.
Fucking assholes, man.
Boom. It's working now. It's just not showing nothing.
Very interesting.
And the sound saying it's off. I don't understand what's going on here.
I don't know.
Well, I'm testing. It says go live on level 3 though. Well, I can see you.
On there?
I can see you on the phone. I just can't see you on here, which is weird to me. So I don't know what the deal is. Justin Fisher just joined. We're just testing, Justin. I'm trying to figure everything out. I think.
What's up, Fish?
I can. I guess I'm live, but I just can't see myself on here. So I don't know if anybody can even hear us. We're not even really supposed to be podcasting. We're just kind of figuring it out because I'm a caveman.
Test run.
Yeah, just to make sure I can do these without my partner anymore, because that dude just pretty much ran the show. So, but it looks like it's showing on the phone.
Does it have audio? Turn the audio on.
Because that dude just pretty much ran the show. Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
oh.
All right, we're good to go then.
Copy that, Ghost Rider.
All right, well, we'll just live with that, knowing I can't see what's going on up here. So,
Less distractions.
what is it? 9:25.
PM.
It's really not time to do a podcast this late. But now that I think it all sounds good, does it sound good? Does it sound good, Clayton? Okay, yeah, it's popped up so everybody can hear it. It all sounds good because this is I'm excited right now.
Like Fisher said, say hand.
I'm just excited because it all worked out and my caveman ass did it by myself. It was like quick too.
Yeah.
So,
Johnny on the spot.
I think I can start doing these again more often because I think I can handle it. All right.
Me and Justin, I got that from him, that say hand, do this, say hand, do this. I was at his house one time and his son, Jacob, was there. I said, say hand, go over here and do this. And he goes, did you just call my son hand? I go, yeah, but I meant it very nice. He just laughed. He goes, did you just call my son hand?
What's this kind of, it's like, what's up, bro?
And it's obviously somewhat derogatory, I guess, but to me it's just funny. We've had this running joke on, listen, man, you need to go over there and, whatever. Just dumb Louisville shit,
So should we just kind of podcast? See, I'm not going to make this podcast. I'm not going to call it an episode, but we're going to do another one tomorrow.
Okay.
If you can. A full one. Like, this will be set up, so as soon as you get off, the only reason it's hard for him to do a podcast, he gets off at like 11 o'clock at night. Boom, look, we can see us now.
It's tough selling cars.
Yeah.
At night, but goddamn, I try.
So we'll do a better one where you.
Yeah, we'll just do a little test run and then.
Well, I think it sounds good. It looked like it sounded good. It sounded good on the interwebs. I'm happy about that.
Yeah.
So, you're probably one of the most interesting people I know.
Well, that's very nice.
You have been for a long time. I remember a long time ago, you said some crazy shit. We were at the Booze Fighters Clubhouse, and we were talking. It was when I first started going into like rabbit holes real bad.
Yeah.
It was about the government years ago, and you're like, Kyle, the only way the government's ever going to change is if a bunch of people get guns, go to their house, and say, I'm going to fucking shoot you unless you send your kids across, the seas, and you fight the wars, and you deal with some of the shit that we deal with every day. How does that sound? You said, yeah, you'll probably have to kill a few people, but things will start changing.
Armed conflict will change minds.
And after I heard that, I was like, as crazy as that sounds, it's absolutely probably true.
Well, it sounds shitty, but if you look at, if you took the large demographic of people who join the armed forces and who go to war and who die in those wars, they don't come from the country club scene.
No.
They are enticed by, some of them are absolutely, they want to serve their country.
Right.
Some people want to be a fucking commando, and good on.
Hey, well, in defense of that, I know a guy named Jordan All. He's a police officer here, and he had no reason. His parents are very well to do. His dad, I think, a surgeon of some sort, is dealing with the Marine Corps, and along with him, Brandon Fuller, dude didn't have to do any kind of service and went to the Marine Corps. And this guy's, they're good people though. Like he could have went to college and done whatever the fuck he wanted to, but he went to the Marine Corps. I would appreciate if you shut that off.
Yeah, I'm gonna. I just noticed that it was still on. Thank you, boss.
Just kidding.
I know. Yeah, I mean, there are different reasons that people join. A lot of it is you're enticed by a regular paycheck, a way out. You know, I mean, how many stories have you heard about? You know, the judge told me join the Army or go to jail, and I joined the fucking Army.
Yeah,
You know, that used to be commonplace.
Well, my brother went to the Marine Corps and he left and he was disappointed because he kind of got stuck with that kind of company. He didn't get a bunch of gung ho Marines. He got a bunch of guys who were like, fuck this. And it really, I felt bad for him because me and him grew up wanting to do that. And it just kind of bummed me out to see him get bummed out.
Yeah, I mean, people join for any number of reasons, you know?
Well, I was talking to a buddy today on the phone, like demographic wise, like you're saying, or get out of the shitty neighborhood that they can't get a job and can't do nothing good. And that's probably, I would have to just thinking about it right now. If you're from like they said, the inner cities or places that are just tough to live in and tough to get out of, that's probably your best bet.
Yeah,
it's a guaranteed ride out of there. It's a guaranteed paycheck because like the old grabbing up by your bootstraps, that shit's tougher than said. Like
it's hard if you don't have any fucking bootstraps to begin with.
Right. That people, yeah, because somebody's. I mean, it's like a guy like me saying, "I'll grab by your boot." I've said that before. Now I think about it, I'm like, that's like me. Somebody telling me that's a millionaire. Well, be a fucking millionaire. What's the problem? You know, I started a little bit higher on the tier of opportunities where I came from, and then when you're down there, it's like super hard to get anything going. I mean, so at my level, I want to do something more, but I'm thinking I got a great job. I live a great life, but I'm like, it's still tough to do more. So I can imagine it being in the gutter and just trying to get to where I'm at now.
Yeah,
so the military,
it's a way out for a lot of people. You can get an education.
You can get college out of that.
Get a warm place to stay. You get fed. Like you said, college. There's opportunity to be had there. Not everybody wants to go carry a gun and kill people.
Right.
That's so many more people are in, you know, I drive a truck, I do this, I do that, I work in a kitchen. Whatever it is, but it's a way out for a lot of them. You know, and some people, you go to the military. I mean, I had a friend, Kevin Deedy. We used to party back in the day in Lubbock, and Kevin was a good timer. He loved to have a good time. So Kevin got some trouble. I think he was maybe drunk in public or maybe a DWI, something of that nature. Deedee's dad was a helicopter pilot in Vietnam. And so he came down and had a word with the judge. And he said, listen, if he'll join the military, we can make this go away. You know, we'll make this misdemeanor, whatever it was.
This is your friend.
Yeah. And he didn't. He wasn't the one that his dad didn't get a nudge from a judge. He ended up joining the military, and he came back and he was an entirely different human being. Entirely.
I believe it.
But I had another friend that was my friend Cody Bingham. We used to work together at a bar there in Lubbock. Cody was a big widespread panic guy. He's a big time hunter now.
Yeah.
But
yeah,
he had a friend who was just incredibly intelligent. But he was in that widespread scene, and they would, you know, smoke a lot of dope. And
what do you mean by widespread scene?
Widespread panic. It's a really, yeah, you've heard of it.
So they're like always ready for something crazy to happen.
They're like hippie kids. It's kind of like the modern day Grateful Dead dudes that would follow Grateful Dead around and listen to the same band over and over and over again. That's what they do.
Oh.
And anyway, his friend, you could show him a pill. Like, what is that? He'd go, oh, that's this and that. It's this many milligrams. He just remembered everything.
That's awesome. God, I was like,
but he ended up going to the military, and now he's a ranger. And he came back, and he was in town, and we were out having some drinks. He had a couple beers, you know, no big deal. And I was like, hey, man, we're going to go over here to this other bar. And he's like, no, man, I can't go. I go, why? He goes, I got to run in like 4 hours.
Yeah.
I go, dude, you're off base. What the fuck? What's the difference? He goes, I got to run, dude. But he came back and he was an entirely different human being. And good for him.
Right.
You know? But he's also one of those, came from a well-to-do family.
Didn't have to be there then?
No.
So he wanted to be there. That's what makes
he was one of those dudes who was in college for like 6 fucking years. And he needed something in his life to get to the next stage of his life.
Right.
And that was what did it for him.
I mean, it sounds crazy because it's so, it's almost communist in a way, but it wouldn't be bad for everybody to do 2 years.
Well, I mean, if you look at...
I'm not saying you have to go get a rifle and go shoot people.
Well, and that's the thing if you do like in Europe when there's mandated military service.
Because you have a little more pride in everything.
Yeah.
And when you're done, if anybody wanted to invade this country, everybody in the country knows what the fuck to do. Everybody. Like, there's nobody. You're going to walk around going, you're a bad motherfucker. You're a bad motherfucker. You're a bad motherfucker. Everybody's bad motherfuckers. Everybody here's a bad motherfucker.
Yeah.
And maybe if they're not right then in that sort of pinnacle prime state they were in, they still have it up here, and they have more of the muscle memory from doing those things for 2 years than any average person doesn't. Like, if I got in a gunfight, I'd be fucked. 100% fucked.
Bro, I've seen John Wick like 8 times. I'm fucking good to go. I'm squared away.
I'm so happy that movie exists because somebody's telling me about John Wick. And I'm like, it's been out for a while. I'm like, what? And then I remember my father-in-law's house, and I just watched this amazing gunfight. I'm like, what is this? He's like, this is John Wick. I mean, he's super. You wouldn't think he's into shooting, and he is like, no, he's a bad motherfucker.
Oh, it's fucking entertaining.
Oh, dude. Then part 2.
I didn't see part 2 yet.
When I want to watch a cheesy action flick, that's what I expect.
Yeah.
Cheesy, not much talking.
I want to be entertained.
Fuck, I want blood explosions. I want tons of blood. I want the dude to have 2 fucking guns all the time. Just da, 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 and everybody dies. And he gets a few nicks, but he just
It's like there's that great scene in you see Predator, right?
Oh yeah.
You know the scene where they're flying in the chopper.
The first of it, or when it's over?
No, when they're flying in to engage with the Predator. One of my favorite scenes. He goes, well, 2 things. First, that's that one scene where he goes, "Hey man, you're bleeding." Jesse Ventura, he goes, "I ain't got time to bleed."
Yeah.
It's fucking great. But then they're flying in the chopper, and he's passing around that bag of like Big Chief chewing tobacco, you know, like the old school tobacco.
Okay, I remember.
And he's passing around, and they're all going, no man. One guy goes, "Get that shit out of my face." And he takes a big chunk and he goes, "Bunch of slack-jawed fags around here."
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Which I don't condone the use of that word or any word that makes people feel bad. Fuck, is that funny? And that guy became governor of.
He was a Navy SEAL.
Yeah, he was.
And supposedly Chris Kyle smacked him, but they debunked that.
Yeah, there was a
they
little bit of a
100%
fight.
debunked
A little bit of a fight.
Well, I don't.
Because he sued the fuck out of Chris
Well,
Kyle's
I don't think
estate.
Chris Kyle and that even whole altercation in his book even happened. I think it was like made up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't doubt.
I mean,
that
just
they
because
were-
he was a bad motherfucker as a sniper and a bad motherfucking soldier, and he did awesome things for a country, doesn't make him like perfect. He's still a human. He'll still make it bullshit. And they even said, like, a lot of people said that what I've heard and read and seen, saying that the movie made him seem like he was squared away as fuck. They said outside of being a sniper, his bunk and shit was nasty. There's Copenhagen cans everywhere, spit cups. They said he was just an old country boy, but when it came to shooting, his shit was together. He could just, he had an honest to God talent that most people didn't have. They said the reason he was better than everybody is he could get into a position, and I want to say Tim Kennedy said this. Maybe not. Maybe it's Jocko. Maybe it's another Navy SEAL. He said he can get into a sniper position that most people could go 20, 30 minutes not moving.
Oh, and he'd sit there like 4 hours.
They said he would sit there for like days and not take his eye off of that scope. Bad motherfucker.
Yeah, I mean, he could shoot.
That shit makes me sad that I didn't do something like that. I mean, I was thinking about doing that.
Dude,
but,
you're not that old.
well, no, 34 is the cutoff. So I'll be next year. But
Kyle, listen. No homo, but you're in fantastic shape.
right.
You have the mindset. So you could probably work out a waiver of some kind.
No, I don't think I need a waiver. I think they're pretty much. We've been in cahoots, but I had to talk to my wife. She was actually like, "If that's what you really need, if it's that serious, let's do it." And then talked to my kids and everything. I talked to a few other guys. I worked with Jimmy Mitchell, my boss, and he was like, Kyle, you've already signed up to be a dad. And my little girl would be devastated. I would miss, if it was 6 years where I would go enlist for sure, because I'm going to go to Special Forces, you got to go at least 6 years. I would miss all of high school of hers. She didn't have me until she was 4. So, as much as I would fucking like, I told Brandy, I would totally be okay having kids and a wife. I mean, if they could, I knew they would be okay if I went. It'd be like, they would be hard. But they say breaking and dealing. Yeah, fuck, go for it, Dad. I would be totally okay dying at 38 in hell of gunfire in some foreign fucking land than just floating until 88 and then croaking. 100%. Life experience wise, what I did wise, the scratch that I left, the little burp I left in my little measly existence in 38 years would be way bigger than 88 of just kind of, if you do what they tell you to do, like this is what you're supposed to do, you're supposed to do this and this and this, you're supposed to do this and this and this, you can pretty much look at an older person and go, well, that's where I'm going to be, because if I'm supposed to do everything like you're telling me to, I'm going to be you.
Yeah, but you got to remember too, you get one spin on this globe.
Absolutely. So when it came down to it, I was like, the only thing that would keep me from doing that was my kids. Because my wife's like, Dad, and she don't let me go. But she's like, this motherfucker's serious. And I couldn't. My daughter especially. I think my son would eventually be like, yeah, it's cool. Like he would get his head wrapped around it. I think she'd be just, it'd be too much. And then when I would deploy, they would know this guy's not just, he's not an accountant. He's in Special Forces. So when he goes, he's going to do some shit. And we don't know when we'll see him again. And so when I do go, I'd go for a year. Like the recruiters were, he was like, dude, you're gone for a year. Boom, just gone. So as much as I'd love to, it's not going to happen.
Fear of the unknown is the greatest fear of all.
I'm not scared of the unknown. I'm scared of missing. I've already said the first 4 years I wasn't here for Brecken. Kills me that I wasn't here. I just wish I could have been there somehow. I know it's not, just not a possibility.
She wouldn't have remembered that anyway.
Well, yeah, well, shit. It's just kind of foundational work there. But I couldn't miss high school prom, boys crying, needing this, needing dad, and he's over there shooting bad guys, doing badass shit, saving lives, and doing all that cool shit. But then in the end, and then I thought, well, somebody kicks in my door here, who's there to save them? So I'll just be like Jimmy Mitchell. He was like, dude, that window has closed. Once you became a dad, you owe them way more time than you do the military. Maybe the Space Force will have some fucking shit for.
Dude, I fucking thought that was bullshit when I first read about it, and so I went down the rabbit hole and I was like, this motherfucker ain't playing.
It makes me wonder though, what's going on? What y'all finding? Because I'm all up in that space.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm like, because they have this, now they know that there's tons of livable planets, just like Earth. They have mountains and oceans. They have all these stars we see are surrounded by planets. And they have a way to look when the planet orbits the star, or the star, I don't know how they work exactly, either wrong. I'm pretty sure the planet orbits the star, it's like their sun. That the light, somehow the light passes through the planet or passes by the planet, and they can literally see if there's oxygen on that planet. They can find out if there's some sort of life just from this.
Dude, we gotta get Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Oh man, I would rather talk to no, I would have to talk to him. He's pretty good.
Don't even act like you don't want to talk to Neil deGrasse Tyson.
Because he's like a funny dude too.
Oh yeah, he's interesting. Maybe.
But so could you imagine if they're like, hey, Mr. Trump, we got to tell you something. There's some shit. Well, because they did see. Now, what happens is when these planets would orbit this star, it would flash these lights back to them. And it was a normal thing they saw. But you can look it up. They haven't, but the scientist on Joe Rogan podcast, I forgot who he was, very smart human being, very credible. He said, they're saying that there's this one planet they thought was a planet, but it would throw like random stars, like a pattern. And every time it orbits, like, what the fuck? So then people are like, it's a giant space megastructure like the size of a planet. And then Joe Rogan was like, that's a bunch of bullshit. And he was like, well, not necessarily. He's like, I'm not saying it is, but in the realm of possibility, I can't say that it's not.
Is this where the ancient alien guy goes? I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens.
No, well, he was just saying it's just so far away and so hard to they can't really see what's going on. He's like, but I can't say that it's not. He's like, maybe it is. It's way the fuck over there. You know, it's 10,000 years ago too, because it's 10,000 light years away. So it's 10,000 years in the past.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody was trying to explain that to me, how the light year works, and I was like, so it's really just a smart guy's way of making me feel stupid about. So if some's 10,000 light years away in the future, like going forward, like if we saw that means by the time you got there, it'd be 10,000 years. Like it'd take you 10,000 years to get there. Am I right?
No, it would take 10,000. The light travels at a constant speed.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time that light reaches Earth, it has taken 10,000 years in our years to reach there from where it originated.
Right. Okay. So I'm kind of on the ball.
If you had some sort of craft that could go, say, light speed,
right,
then you would go, well, it's 10,000 light years away. So it would take you 10,000, you'd have to correlate it with that. Yeah. I don't know exactly what the speed of light is, and I don't know how possible it is. I don't think it's possible, but you'd have to figure out how long it would take you in like Earth years, Earth days, whatever.
But then when you get there, it would be in the future because it just took you that fucking long to get there.
Yeah, so if you saw it on your telescope and it was, say, 1,000 light years away.
It's 1,000 years in the future or in the past.
No. If you were traveling at the speed of light, it would take you 10,000 years.
Oh, at the speed of fucking light.
Yes.
So I got it. Now.
So if you were going faster than that, if you could somehow manage to go 10, 100 times the speed of light,
you can make it there in 10 years.
You could shorten the time, because if you leave Earth on mission day 1, traveling at the speed of light, it'll take you 10,000 years to get there.
Okay.
If you had figured out how to travel twice that fast, it would take you 5,000 years to get there.
Right, I got you.
That's the way they configure it. And again, I don't know what the speed of light is.
It's almost our brains can't fathom.
No.
The distance by any means.
It's a lot to take in and be like, how many miles is that? Like, oh, fuck, it's like 28 billion, like whatever.
Yeah, you'll never.
Because that's what we read.
It doesn't even make sense.
They go, yeah, how far is that house? Oh, it's about 2 miles down the road over there. Right. That's because that's what we grew up dealing with.
Right. It's in space.
It's just not a something that we're used to trying to figure out.
I'm just saying, I don't know if there's something that's alive other than us in the universe, but I'm saying they've looked into the few dark patches between the stars that they could find with I forget what telescope it is.
The Hubble, yeah.
The Hubble. They sent it 13 days, it comes back, and they found like 182 new galaxies. And then they did it again in another spot, and it was like unreal. So galaxies, just like we're in.
Well, there was a movie, at Chris Pratt, and they were on a ship.
Chris Pratt's so hot.
Oh man, I'd definitely sleep with him.
Even when he's chubby.
Yeah, I'd take the chubby Pratt all day, bro. But they figured out how to put people into a deep sleep, like a coma, in the premise of the film. And then they would travel from Earth to whatever place they had colonized, and it would take them, 30 years or whatever to get there. So whenever they would send a message home, it would take like 10 years for them to get that message. So they're leaving Earth knowing that by the time they make the round trip and return, all their friends and family will be dead.
What's the movie?
I think it's Interstellar.
Okay. Isn't the one where the dad goes and he comes back, his daughter's like 60 or something?
No, it's Chris Pratt and I forget that actress. She's really attractive. I can't remember. I'll figure it out. But that was the premise. Like, they put you in this coma.
So the coma keeps you young?
Yeah,
somehow?
yeah, it keeps you basically the same age.
Okay.
So you wake up, it's 30 years later, but you look the same. So
Probably feel like dog shit, though, stiff.
probably for a couple days.
Got poop.
But if they figure out how to put you in that kind of coma and keep you alive for that long,
But where does the poop go?
I'm sure they have like some kind.
I guess you're not frozen or nothing.
You're not frozen. You're in a pod.
Yeah, you're just pooping in the tube.
Yeah, poop tube.
It's probably not a bad thing, really.
Probably like colonoscopy. Not that bad.
Dude, I've never had one. That's the tube with the warm water. Don't they have like a little glass chamber that you can watch your fecal matter like fly in front of you as it leaves your body?
No, that was fucking dead to the world. They put you under general anesthesia.
Oh, you gotta be asleep when that happens?
They don't want you moving around.
I'm a bad motherfucker, dude. I'll take that tube like a man.
I bet you would.
Like you get that water hotter than everybody else too. I don't need no.
No, the worst thing is the day before when you have to drink all this fucking shit, so you basically shit yourself.
Why is it that big a deal to just flushing some hot water in there? It's like like flushing
that's a
dirty tank out.
What is the name of that? Where you enema.
Oh, whoa! What am I thinking then?
Colonoscopy is where they put a camera.
No, okay,
up your rectum.
I got you.
And figure out what's wrong with your lower intestine and your rectum or whatever. But
what's wrong with yours?
Dude, my stomach's been fucked up for like 3 months.
You told me that though.
Yeah.
Still fucked up?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I just went and picked up those pills. I was at
What about the all meat deal? Does he think it's had
No, dude. I changed my diet. I was doing all meat. Then I went back to doing whatever. Not carnivore. Caveman.
What's his?
Less than 20 grams of carbs a day. Moderate protein, high fat. No change. Went back to vegan because I did that for a while. No change. Went back to, at that time, I was just like, fuck it, I'll just eat whatever I want. I don't care. So I went to do like the standard American diet. No change. So they think it's inflammation in my lower intestine and or colon. So they gave me a bunch of corticosteroids that I have to take 3 times a day, which means I have to up my testosterone injections.
That doesn't suck. But no, it does suck because
doing them sucks.
The shot injection?
I hate that, dude.
Okay, I'll come over. I'll stick you real quick. You won't even feel the motherfucker. You won't even.
It's a mental block.
Still look,
dude. I passed out from giving blood before.
Oh.
And every time I get one of those,
you've been to the hospital a lot.
I've gotten better, but when I first got MS and went to the hospital, I told the nurse that came in, I was like, "You got a 1-stick rule. If you miss it the first time, we're against somebody else." And you can ask any nurse that's ever dealt with me. I have a 1-stick policy because I'll get green, and pass out. Like it is, people are like, "Well, you got all those tattoos." I'm like, "Yeah, they don't dig around looking for a vein."
It's not going in there.
And it's a mental thing. It's not the pain. It's just a mental thing.
What?
And so I'll get green, throw up, pass out, whatever. I've gotten a lot better with it now because I get IV infusion once a month.
I'm about to say you're constantly getting poked with something.
But I still, and they know there, I go in there and I'm like, go get that lady. There's an older Filipino nurse that doesn't miss at all. The last time I went there's this young guy.
It's in your butt. It's intermuscular. It's not even a vein.
No, but the needle itself.
Just the whole.
I have a phobia.
It's only this long. Inch
I've done lots of those. But when I was on that injection for the MS, I had to do it myself 3 times a week. Anyway, I would have my girlfriend do it. My girl at the time. Just because it's something about it.
Where's the injection spot at?
Either in the buttocks or in the stomach.
Oh, fuck that. I do the butt all day.
When you move it around, you go like, because you do it 3 times a week. So you go pin,
stomach.
Pin, just like that. And the same thing with steroids. Like, I mean, I've shot on my thighs before because of big muscles.
I can't do that, bro.
Well, I did that because I was afraid I was going to pass out.
Veins that are in there, there's so many veins, and I wouldn't know where exactly to get it without hitting a vein.
Yeah.
In the butt, there's not many veins. You can just jam that bitch.
I know, but I've managed to hit veins on my butt too, like whatever.
You want to hear something crazy? I've never drawn back.
Oh, I don't. I'll draw back every now and then just to make sure.
I never have.
But I mean, bro, I got Hulk veins.
I wonder what would happen.
Hulk veins.
I know. I've seen it. I wonder what would happen if you do stick a vein.
I think it's bad. We should probably know the answer to that.
It's probably bad. If anybody knows that's watching, let us know.
Oh, Passengers. Thanks, Fish. Passengers is that movie.
Oh, fuck yeah. Thanks, man.
And I forget that girl's name. Man, she's a smoke show. But he wakes up early on the ship, and so he's like by himself for like a year, and he's obsessing over this girl that he's in love with that's asleep. And so finally he wakes her up and doesn't tell her. And then they start being friends, they fall in love, but he feels so bad about it, he eventually tells her that he woke her up. And of course she freaks out because he ends her life by waking her up.
Wait, say that again?
He wakes her up from the deep sleep.
And that's what kills her?
There's no way to put her back in the deep sleep. So by doing that, she's never going to be able to she'll never make it there and then make it back again, because she'll be old,
right.
But anyway, it's a good movie. It's a good movie.
I'm gonna check it out.
It's like
I want to watch Ex Machina because I've heard something about that.
Yeah, I never saw that either. Like, not a big fan.
It just because in my way, it's like it might actually happen now. I mean, robot taking over the world's possibility.
We're going to space. What a great time to be alive,
dude. I was telling Brandy, it's a pretty good time to be alive. I mean, like the depression, our grandparents, they're like, that shit was hard. Their lives were fucking hard. It's hard. I mean, that was hard for them. Before that, life was hard. Our parents, life was a little harder for them. Like my dad's like, you gotta get this job, blah, blah. Well, back then there was no jobs to be had. Now it's like you can get a job anywhere. And back then you stayed with the company for 20 years. Well, nowadays companies won't stay the same company for 20 years. So you're probably, they said the average person is going to switch jobs every 5 years. And I mean, honestly, oil business wise, shit, they'll be selling out every 5 years. You know what I mean? Then you have to reapply anyway. But it's a cool time to live now because we're so comfortable that we have the ability and time to like do this shit. I can listen to podcasts all day and learn shit. I listen to Audible books all day. We have time to just like soak in knowledge and good shit. Back in the day, you had to like you had to kill for a book because no one wanted you to read anything and learn anything. I mean, it's just, we're just sitting here we're at the end of our time if we don't figure something out because anything that gets so big eventually goes away.
Yeah. I mean,
and Mother Earth will hit the reset button if you fuck with it enough.
Well, that or it's an asteroid, or it's an ice age, or it's fucking something. Volcano, I don't know.
Yeah, anything. But the time we live in is pretty dope.
Yeah.
Like, you have air conditioning, a heater.
Yeah, it's weird to think about. Like, I have this weird fantasy of living in a cabin somewhere in the woods.
This is still alive.
And I really think it'd be awesome. You know?
All the time.
Yeah, and then like maybe you'd have a cabin a mile away. Oh yeah, Kyle, he lives down that dirt road about a half a mile over there. See if he's got any sugar. You know, and shit like that. Just
I would like that, but I ain't like it. I couldn't do that forever because I like people. I like doing this. I like the internet. I like cars and shit. But I would like to disappear.
I think as the curve continues to spiral upward in technology,
you're going to find more people doing that.
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's like, you know, that guy, I made that appointment tomorrow. It's the internet lead. I never would have talked to that guy in my life if he hadn't seen it on the internet. Like, I want to go look at a tundra. And now I'm going to go, whatever. But I think that I really do believe that mankind is that mankind is on this earth to try and destroy it.
100%.
Well, not on purpose, but whether it's through nuclear war or this or fucking that, I think that we're here to destroy the earth.
I don't think we're put here to destroy the earth. I think it's in our nature to destroy the earth, unless we start figuring ways to think more objectively and openly about things to maybe continue life longer, because that's what I think will sustain it longer.
Well, maybe not destroy the earth. Maybe more along the lines of destroy humanity as we know it, or almost destroy it.
Right. Oh yeah. Did you know that they said that there was some Catastrophic event, I mean, hundreds of thousands of years ago, and the earth got down to 41 people. 41 of us left on the earth, started fucking, and here we are.
Yeah, me and you, bro. You know what I'm saying? All you weak bitches stay home.
Right, but we don't make babies, so that would just be exercise at that point.
But you gotta stay fit.
But back then,
you gotta stay fit because there might be a saber-tooth tiger.
You do gotta keep your sword sharp.
And you think, man, I'm sure glad me and Kyle had that one-on-one session.
That kept me strong for the saber-tooth.
And I killed that saber-tooth.
Yeah,
and he tasted delicious.
Yeah. That was the weirdest way to ever kill a saber-tooth. I've never humped a saber-tooth to death, but that one worked.
But did you enjoy that steak? But you did.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
If you think about, like, I think that we could get better, and I think the earth itself has a timeline where shit's going to happen, and then you just can't. There's going to be something that's going to, but I do believe that maybe we can get ahead of it and equal up. Technology's doing this.
Yeah.
I think we can finally get to where we're side by side with technology and use it to progress and keep us around a lot longer than we probably should be. I don't think...
Well, everybody has a day.
We're just... And all we are, man... I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know you don't feel the same way, but all we are is the almighty God that created us. We're just his consciousness because before him, there's nothing. He can't look behind him and think about memories. He can only look within. And to be conscious, he has to have some sort of matter. And then so we have us, we have Earth, the universe. And we might just be one of his little tiny experiments going on that amongst this giant ever-expanding universe for him to have consciousness.
Well, I mean, I guess that's possible, but the thing about, like, I had this conversation with a customer yesterday because he was a real big Christian kind of character.
I'm a Christian, but...
No, I'm not bashing him. He's a nice guy.
Right.
I was raised very Christian, as you know. And he's like, what do you believe? And I was like, I think the best way to describe it is that I'm agnostic.
Which I'm not fully understanding what that is.
It's a...
You think...
I
don't know yet.
I used to say that I read a lot about being atheist, and I don't completely agree with that. I mean, there are some really, really salient points with that, but with the way I look at being agnostic is like, I don't know, but you don't either.
Okay.
And I don't want to fight about it. I don't want to.
Right. Maybe one day I'll think one way.
Maybe I mean, it's not like I have a hard fast like, right. Oh no. I don't know, but nobody does. Not really.
No.
Now people can believe very strongly, and religion does great things for people. It makes their lives better. It makes make them have better community. But I mean, it can also do some of the things that's awful about religion, you know. And
well, the problem with religion is, for me, as I've gotten older, is man's had his hands in it, and we can't not fuck something up, and we can't not try to put what we think should be in the book. So from the point we're alive now to when that thing was written down on paper is a long time, and there's been all kinds of different versions and this is the same with the Quran and any of that. And if you look at all the religions, they all kind of have the same premise. And they all kind of is God, and they all think, you should be good to your neighbor, you shouldn't kill. Even Muslims, there's extreme Muslims, there's extreme Christians. Like I said a long time, I don't know if I said that to you before, but I think if you wouldn't go to prison, like there's some extreme Muslims that can chop your head off right there in the streets and not go to prison. If that could happen here, you're fucking crazy. You don't think there'd be there's some hardcore Christians that wouldn't be out here trying to chop heads off. I mean, that would just happen.
Oh,
so
yeah. There's
extremes either side, but really in the same sense, I feel like man's so egotistical and so, I guess egotistical is the best word to say. We're so simple and basic that we have to have our way of doing things. So I think we're all after the same. I think we all believe the same God. We all kind of have the same story, wherever that story came from. And I believe there was Jesus Christ, but I also want to know how many other guys could walk on water. Was he not the only one? Because if there was a Jesus that came out today, and I heard this on a podcast, this is a great idea, but he came out today, he would be, Paul Chek just said this, Paul Chek, this dude is dope, on the Aubrey Marcus podcast, but he said that if Jesus exposed himself today, he would be an Arab man. Duh. If you read the Bible, he's Arab.
Alleged.
Okay. Well, he was born there. I'm just in the area. I'm just saying. And we would all be like, "You're fucking crazy." We probably call him like a terrorist or something. We would give him shit, and then we'd probably hang him, and then he'd do the same thing he did once before. But I'm with him. How many other people can do that? Just didn't get wrote about. Just didn't get documented. How many people that, because there's some some enlightened spiritual people that can do things, they can see and do, and foresee things, and you're just around them and you're like, whoa, like this person's special. Who's to say that you can't get close enough to God that you couldn't do something like that? But a lot of us don't even have time to read a book or do much other than what we do because we're so tied up in this little world that we've been born into, was created by men, that we don't have time to stop and chase that, try to be spiritual, try to see what that is. I'm after that, but a lot of people don't, and they go to church, and that's good, and they pray and they do all those things. But how much time do you really take digging into yourself and your spirit and really thinking and talking to yourself and knowing what the hell you're about and what you do believe, and just going, I go to church, I believe in God, I'm a Christian?
I think the answer is mushrooms.
I believe that too, 100%. A lot of them, like over 5 grams.
Oh yeah,
and not for not all the time.
Heroic dose.
No, I believe that psilocybin mushrooms. I believe some good LSD. That's not some dude named Dale. Like, you can try to go find some very legitimate shit and people throughout the country. You can go to shamans that are in this country that'll put you through a journey. They'll take you through it, that are here in the United States, or go to Peru where it's 100% no worries, and see it. That's what I want to do and go see a shaman and drink ayahuasca.
Dude, you should go to Peru just to eat at Lima. The food there is amazing. I fly to Lima just to eat food.
That's hilarious.
It's fucking incredible. The best sushi I ever had in my life.
It's
Lima.
I'm not really into fish though.
Okay, they got the beef is fantastic. You can eat cuy, which is guinea pig. That's a traditional dish.
I've tried that.
Yeah, not bad. But yeah, the food is just off the charts good. Man.
But you wouldn't go there and try ayahuasca?
Oh, absolutely, I would.
So and a lot of people that if they're listening, they probably like, what the fuck are you talking about? But unless you experience it, it's hard to explain.
Well, it's the same thing with mushrooms.
Right.
You can't explain. I remember my best trip I ever did on mushrooms on a rafting trip, vividly, and it was amazing. And I can't even think of the words to convey how incredible that was.
Well, my buddy said, we were talking about it very recently, maybe, I don't know, this week, but he's like, he's not a big spiritual dude. He's like, but man, it's like you do that, and it's like you hit the reset button. You come out of it and you're just a little bit better. Now, I wouldn't go like digging off and getting too crazy, because you can fry yourself. Don't be that guy, but in the right times and situations, the right doses, I think it's nothing but, I can't see anything but beneficial things coming out of it, because the only reason you're gonna have something bad happen is because you're fighting what's happening. It's gonna dredge up some shit.
I was telling somebody the other day, I forget who, but I said, why do you like mushrooms? I was like, dude, because you can't hide.
Yeah, it's gonna dredge up shit.
There's nowhere to hide.
If you try to hide, though, it's gonna be a bad day for you. But if you just go, okay, I'm gonna get through this, and you just kind of truck through those times, and then it seems like if you do get that, you're gonna have that. And once you get through it, though, it's like it puts itself where it needs to be, and then it's all the goodness. Then it's all love.
Then it's the aha moment. You go,
yeah.
Fuck, I can't believe I was doing that. I can't believe I was carrying that.
Yeah, exactly.
And it's the same thing with, like, they're using ketamine now to treat guys with PTSD.
And it's doing really well. And they're about to do MDMA. They're thinking about making that like a legitimate medicine.
Yeah. Have you ever done MDMA?
How about no?
Oh, it's fucking awesome. You should definitely do it.
No, I haven't. Well, it was years. I was like probably 20, and it was ecstasy with MDMA. It was, who knows? It was probably just some bullshit.
Did you get up or did you get down?
Up. It was very much
probably
speed-based.
Yeah.
But I remember setting down my beer and beer flying up, and I could feel the droplets on all of my skin, and I was just like, oh wow. But it still wasn't. And I was young, and my brain was fucked up. You shouldn't even do those things unless you're halfway together. Like, you shouldn't be You shouldn't be 20. You shouldn't do it before you're 25, probably. It's probably
No,
the
because
right call.
your prefrontal cortex isn't even
Yeah,
fully
you're not
developed.
human yet. Yeah. So you should probably wait. So I was, who knows? But then on top of that, then I did shit like Adderall that would just fucking. Back then, dude, we had a buddy and he had these drawers, fucking bottles full. He's like, I don't take it at all. Me and my buddy were like looking for feuds to go party with. He's like, oh, here. I'm like, it was like the Jack, dude. That was the worst thing that happened to me and my friends. I'd get on days off from the rig and go home, and we would just drink beer, snort, and chew up Adderall, and just grind our fucking teeth down and think it was a good time.
Dude, when I worked in that bar over when I was in Lubbock, by Tech, it was a college bar, but it was no draft, all bottles and shots, speed bar. And so, like game weekend when UT was playing Tech in Lubbock, you better fucking have your ball screwed on tight and have some Adderall because it's going to be a rough day at the office. And so we would be back there, like we'd score some Adderall. And the funny thing was, dude, they all were against Coke. They're like, no, I don't do that.
But don't do Adderall?
But they would,
because the doctor.
They'd be snorting fucking Adderall though, being like, let's go serve some beer.
Because the doctor would give it to you.
Oh, it's fucking
I'm going to tell you something. I've never done cocaine, but I've seen people do cocaine. And I've seen what this X amount of cocaine will do in like the personal act. And then I'm like, I watch an Adderall pills like tiny. I'm like, this motherfucker will be jacked for 12 hours. You tell me. You tell me. And I found out that Adderall is only one molecule different structure than meth amphetamines. One molecule. It almost looks the exact same.
But it's from your doctor. Better living through
God, it's got to be good.
Better living through pharmaceuticals.
Here, guys, I'm here to help, okay? What's going on? Oh, you're depressed? Let's not talk about diet. Let's not talk about stress in your life. Here's this pill.
Well, it's back in the day when people would get fucked up on laudanum, which is a cocaine derivative.
Laudanum?
And other types of morphine. It just like all sorts of shit.
Right.
But you're like, well, the doctor gave it to me. It's got to be good, you know?
Right.
You know, a pill for every ill. A pill for every fucking ill. And it's, you know, I remember somebody arguing the other day, well, these are time release, you know, so you don't get just like the big rush. And I was like, that's meth in a pretty little pill that your doctor gets paid on the side for and gets to go on golfing trips.
Yes.
So you're doing fucking drugs.
100%. You're doing good.
But I know I'm sure you've had friends that got all barred out and they just kind of got lost in Xanbars and all that other shit. I never was a fan of downers. I never liked downers.
That's a terrible one because, you know, at least Adderall person, they're euphoric, they're happy, they're going, they're living. I mean, they're overdone and like they're kind of weird to be around. But I guess they have to still deal with feelings somewhat in their twisted brain. I shouldn't say that. I don't know. You get geetered out, it's not, you don't think straight. But a Xanax out person, like, you don't feel nothing. Like, you're not happy.
Barred the fuck
and then if you get off, you have to deal with, like, you never become a human. You're like, you just shut off. You're just a flesh bag walking around.
I took a class in college.
I shouldn't say that because some people take it and they need it and they're good. But most people that I know have taken it, it's like they overtake it. It's like, oh, I'm supposed to take one of these things a day. And they're like, but I take 4.
Yeah. I had a class in college. It was an addiction. It was called Addiction and the Family Dynamic. And I met a guy that was a PhD there at Tech, and he was an old heroin junkie. And I was talking to him one day, and I was like, how good is heroin? He was talking about how hard it is to kick and all this stuff. And he goes, it's the best fucking thing in the world. He goes, bar none. He goes, when I stopped doing heroin, he goes, first of all, when you come off heroin, it won't kill you, but you'll wish you're dead.
Right.
Because the withdrawal is that bad when people are trying to kick heroin. And he goes, and plus, the way it works, I wasn't happy about anything for years because his pleasure system had been so hijacked by his dopamine production had fallen off the map. He's like, I didn't enjoy anything for like 5 years. He goes, and that's why a lot of those guys go back to doing that, is because they just want to be fucking happy.
Man, I worked with a guy, and his name was Andy. I worked on another place, and then he was crazy. He was on some pills, you know, but he's doctor approved. He got out of prison, and he had the biggest, ticket. He paid the biggest fine in Valdosta, Georgia, that had ever seen. It's in Broke County. He sold a lot of marijuana. Like, he was big time. I looked him up. He's dead serious, dude. Coolest little dude. Like, you unassuming. You'd be like, this guy's a nerd. Old nerd, just a goofball. And he was always like, hey, man, like, real cool. Hey, yeah, and hey, we worked a lot. Transfer's kind of like some manly shit, and he was older than us. You know, he's up in his probably late 30s, almost 40s. We're all like 19, 20, and he's like, "Hey, man, whatever, you know." But one time he comes to work, he has no pills. He's edgy. He's like, "Yeah, man, I just have my pills, kind." He goes, "Just trying to keep my shit together," and he was really trying to not whatever. I didn't know it was gonna happen.
To lose his shit.
Dude, he lost his shit that day and almost fucking killed this guy. Like, he was a little man, but he'd been in prison a long time. He could totally handle himself. Well, then later on in the years, I meet him again. We're working again, but this time he didn't need pills anymore. He kicked the pills. It's good, but he got a heroin addiction. And this guy would take heroin. He would take a soda can. I would have one flipped upside down where that dish area was. He would take a little chunk. In the beginning of the day, at the very beginning, it'd be like a smaller chunk, a little water.
Mix it up.
They call it monkey water. He'd snort it. I worked with this dude for months, man, and it got bad at the end. He one time drove through like 300 foot of fence. He's just out of it, and then he pulls off. Hey, he comes to, what? I'm like, you just fucking drove through all that fence. No, I didn't. I'm like, yeah, you did. But he was telling me, you were saying how deadly it is. His wife, before he got in trouble and got divorced, all this stuff, he says his wife asked me, like, why don't you fuck me anymore? Like, why don't you don't need me? You don't touch me. He's like, I don't need anything from you or anybody. There's nothing, anybody that can give me. You can't give me anything. This shit gives me all I need. He's like, and he told me, he was also conscious of this. That's how fucked up this shit is. He knew that was fucked up, but he could not stop doing it.
There was a show on, I forget what the program is, an internet show, but they followed some people it was in Florida, and they were hooked on Oxycontin. Bad. You know, and it's legal heroin is what the fuck that is. But there was a guy who had lost his brother from an overdose of Oxy. He then lost his wife. They were laying in bed. He woke up and tried to rouse her, and she was dead. So before he called the police, he took a hit of Oxy. He was smoking it, and then called the police. And he was 3 sheets fucked up. Eventually, he died himself of overdose. But yeah, the Oxycontin Express was a great documentary. If you have a chance to watch it, it's fucking awesome because they had all those pain centers in Florida, and they was
dishing pills.
They'd go doctor shop, and people would drive down from the East Coast, Boston, New York, whatever, and go to like 6 doctors and get prescribed like 1,000 pills, and then bomb back north. But also, whenever they made those hard to get legally, a bunch of people that are already hooked on that shit are now hooked on heroin because it's cheaper. It's the same fucking shit.
Yeah, and they can get their hands on it because it's not, federally.
And then they were like Michael Jackson. He died of that. Whatever drug that was, propofol.
Oh yeah, he was on all kinds of shit.
Fentanyl, whatever it was.
He was on all
He gave it to me. They gave it to me for that colonoscopy. I told the anesthetologist, I was like, give me like a quarter MJ dose. You know what I'm saying? Quarter dose. I want to wake up. I want to wake up.
I'm going to give me a full MJ.
Anyway, but yeah, a lot of people have died from Oxy because they'll shoot it. They'll render it down with water and shoot it, but they will get heroin that's been dosed with that propofol or whichever drug I forget, and then they'll overdose because it's fucking 100 times stronger or whatever, and so they overdose because they're used to taking this.
They have no idea.
But then I saw there was a police outfit up there in the East Coast, and they have a drug that it's a thing they stick in your nose when you're having an overdose, and it'll save your life. It's very expensive. And so the police chief was complaining about how much this drug costs. And I was like, it might save a person's fucking life.
Right. But to him, he's probably some fucking dope fiend.
Yeah, but that's still a human. That's
a
person.
Yeah. That was somebody's baby one day.
Yeah. And even if it's $1,000 a dose, like, that's a person.
Right.
Fuck, man. Maybe that's what they need to wake up.
Die and get saved and go, oh, wow.
Wake up and go, oh, yeah, I am fucking my life off. You can't save them all, clearly. I mean, look how many people die.
It's just money and that when it comes to something like that.
Yeah, it's like, that's a person's life. What the fuck? Anyway, I couldn't understand his thinking.
So, man, people don't value life near as much as they used to.
Especially somebody that's a junkie. Like,
because they look at, he had his shots. Like, no, he's still here, fucker.
It's like, do you think that young man or woman
wants to be
grew up thinking, man, I can't wait to be a fucking junkie.
Yeah.
I can't
great.
wait to shoot up in public restrooms and steal things to feed my habit. I can't fucking wait for
This
that.
is gonna be a good time.
It's like
sleep out in the cold weather on the streets.
If you look at like Portugal, where all drugs are legal, they have places where people they have like safe rooms, and they'll give them.
But they're guided. It's guided.
Yeah, they'll give them clean syringes, a place to use their drugs. If something happens, they'll bring them back.
And I think it's like just declined.
Yeah, it's tapered off a great deal. Their drug use in Portugal is almost non-existent. I mean, go to Amsterdam where you can buy weed, which is awesome. I've done it.
My parents just got back from there.
Oh, it's a great place. You should go.
I'm not really into the whole bunch of water things, and I don't want to fly over the ocean.
Dude, just remember, pill for every ill. Take one of those pills.
1960 Pringles can fucking carrying me over the depths of the Marianas
Trench. That's not even a bad flight. That's a 6-hour flight, dude. That ain't shit.
Oh, it's not?
No.
My parents had to get they got a room with like chairs laid like a bed.
Yeah. If you fly to I flew to Sri Lanka one time, and that was 12 hours.
Oh man.
To Abu Dhabi. Houston to Abu Dhabi, 12 hours. But it's like the best service ever. You can get basically a hotel room in that plane. It costs a whole lot.
I'd have to because the whole fact that I know that I'm just in this Pringles can
You've never flown over the water?
No.
What's the furthest you've flown?
I went to Florida one time.
You flew over some water.
Well, back then it didn't bother me. Now that I'm older and smarter, I realize these guys built these planes in the 60s.
Do you know? No, they don't.
Yeah, they do.
They are not flying those over water. I'm here to tell you.
Fake news, man. Conspiracies. I don't trust these fucking. I don't know. It seems creepy as shit. And then it's like I would rather hit a mountain and blow up and die immediately than hit the water, escape, and then get eaten by a shark or
something. Do you know how unlikely it would be that you would be involved in an airplane accident over the ocean somewhere?
I don't. No, I don't. But it just seems real creepy.
You're more likely to die driving to work.
I heard that
50 fucking times.
I understand that, but it's of course, because I drive every day. But how many times do people get? I mean, I don't fly every day.
Well, those pilots, they fly every day for a living and shit.
Right. I guess you're right. I wish they would just give me a parachute. Just hey.
Well, see if you can carry one on. They'll probably pull you aside at TSA and give you a hard time and take it away, but it might be worth a shot.
If they let me on, because I'm like, hey, if it goes down, cool. I'll kick the door open. I'm fucking Wesley Snipes in this bitch. I feel better. And I might not make it, but it's a better shot. At least I'm in control of what's going on. Now I'm not in the tube just.
Dude, just take some Ambien and knock out for 4 or 6 hours, whatever. You'll be fine.
Yeah, just tweet a bunch of racist shit or something like Roseanne.
Yeah, she went dark on that, huh?
Yeah. I don't think she had a clue what the fuck she was talking about. Shit, the lady was not even.
Oh, but that shit was Sleep Dark Within. And that all came. And her show is doing well.
She said, Kristen Bolton, I've popped in and out. I've overheard military training, overdose, war movies. What's the topic? There's all kinds of topics. We just kind of just talk about all kinds of shit.
Listen, Kristen. When you put Kyle and myself in one room, as it were, there's no telling where this is going to go. This will go from, let's talk about the war. Let's talk about this hot chick in a movie. Let's talk about taking drugs and getting on airplanes. And there's just a lot going on.
Yeah, I mean, that's just the way. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to talk about. So there's no reason to. I guess on some podcasts they do. They just have a topic and they just talk about that one topic.
You want to mini focus on something real quick?
Yes, dude.
Go.
Oh, yeah, I thought you had.
It's your podcast, dude.
I thought you had okay. What do you? Jesus, I don't know. Focus on something. I was pretty focused on the universe and the military training, and
I thought we were very on point on both of those, Kristen. We don't like your attitude.
We did pretty good. What about let's get mini focused on. Dude, this is harder. It's harder to just do that than just talk.
Yeah, let's just talk. Fuck it.
Yeah, it's too hard to. What about do you count reading? Do you count listening to audible books as reading? I say reading and I correct myself.
For me personally, no, because I I can't. I tune out. Like when I read a lot, and when I read in a book, I'm fucking fully engrossed. You know, like I can tell you books that I've recommended a lot of books to a lot of people that I really, really, really enjoy. I'm getting a book. I'm getting a tattoo. My whole stomach. I'm getting a monkey skull with
You only
crossed
help me out. Yeah.
with crossed.
She just flew to Columbia though. Sorry.
Yeah, Columbia's rad.
How far of a flight is that? Can't be too far.
No, if you leave from, you'll fly from here to Houston or to Dallas, and it's I think 5 hours. I can't remember how far Peru was, but it's about the same as Peru.
So Colombia, it's not dangerous. No.
Parts of it, I mean, it's third world-ish. Like Peru. Okay,
As
Lima.
as dangerous as Peru.
Lima's like this. At Lima, there are very, very nice areas of Lima.
10 hours, you just said, to Colombia.
Did that include the layover, or is it 10 hours straight?
But good God, 10 hours. That's water, straight just.
There's some earth in there, bro.
Well, I'm gonna tell the pilot, if you gotta wreck this thing, can you catch a little land on the way down?
Let me do you a quick favor. Don't ever approach the pilot and tell him that, because he doesn't want to fucking hear it. He won't take that to heart. He'll go, this crazy fucker with all these muscles just told me not to crash the plane. Somebody call the fucking TSA.
No, if he's gonna crash it, try to miss the water and hit the land.
Yeah, what's
so it's
that
over
say?
quick. I went alone on crutches here to Dallas to Florida to Columbia. Damn,
Yeah, that's a day right there.
with crutches. That's
Anyway,
fucked up.
So Lima, there were parts of it that are rough, but then you got to. We had a B&B at Miraflores, which is right on the water. It's like the higher end part of Lima,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean fancy hotels. There's casinos there, right there in Miraflores, and dude, like I said, the food there was so on point. But then you go back towards the airport, and you'll see like lower economic areas,
Right.
which is also where there's lots of crime. So if you get caught somewhere in the middle of Lima, like in one of the rundown neighborhoods, like any inner city in any fucking city in the world, there's more crime there.
Right. It just seems scary
And
because it's a
I mean,
foreign country.
even Bangkok.
I would not go there.
Oh, dude, you would fucking flip your shit. It's so awesome.
Really?
Oh, it's fucking great, man.
It's got a cool name.
Yeah, you get tattooed by a monk. Did that.
I would do that.
It was fucking awesome.
I get teardrops.
I gotta go get. They don't do teardrops. I gotta go get.
You can't request it. It's like whatever the fuck I want.
Not from the monk. You can request somebody else to do
So
it.
what you do is like, but what do you want on there, dude?
No, you go and he goes. We had a
Just
guy.
your penis on your face.
We had a guy, and the dude was all tattooed up himself. He was Thai, but he drove a cab, and a friend of a friend of a friend kind of thing turned us on to him. So we called him. We had his phone number, and he was like, "Yeah, I'll take you out there." It's a couple hours drive from Bangkok to the Wat.
Yeah.
Where this monk, Luan Pipan,
Oh, Peepon.
is his name, but he's in the orange robes. And
He's a monk.
oh, dude, fucking full blown monk. Been a monk since he was 16 or something, and the dude's 50.
He drives you around.
No.
Oh.
The driver drove us
I
there,
got you.
and so he's translating for us because he speaks good English. Luan Pipan doesn't really speak any English. But he's like, what kind of tattoo do you want? You want to be good for business, good luck, different things. If you're a taxi driver, good luck, not get hurt driving a taxi, all
Right.
sorts. And so I wanted one that was for strength because I thought that seemed appropriate. So I got that tiger on my leg. And so
I like that.
they don't tap, he pokes like this, poke, 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 poke. Like a 2 foot long, foot and a
Why
half.
is it so long?
Foot and a half stainless steel rod with a needle on it. And he's got an ink cup right here in his hand. And there's a bunch of little spots on his hand where he misses the cup. He's got black marks from doing that. But he'll go, dip and then.
Oh, it's a whole deal there.
Well, it's all single needle. Hurt like crazy. And I've been tattooed a bunch.
Yeah.
But it was super fast. So you get the tattoo. Then, before everybody's there to get tattooed, and it was 3 of us, all American, and then a bunch of guys that were Thai. that were there to get tattooed. And so you just kind of hang out, try and communicate with one another for us. And our driver would say, oh yeah, he would translate between myself and somebody else. And then before it all gets started, the tattooing, they have like a brass bowl, an offering bowl. And so you put something in there as an offering to the Wat, the temple.
Okay.
Which could be money or flowers, food, any number of things that, or they also have a lot of home. It's sort of like a lot of orphans get free school there. So sometimes people bring school supplies, things like that. So we all stand in a circle and hold this bowl, and the monk prays. And as you're praying, some of the guys, the Thais, start to get overtaken by their tattoos.
Oh,
before. They take on the persona of that tattoo. So if it's a tiger or whatever,
start going.
Dude, you can look it up online. They have a festival every year, and it's like a mass blessing because the tattoo only lasts for 1 year. The blessing.
Oh.
So they do a mass blessing. That's why I gotta go back and I gotta get re-up, dude.
Yeah.
I got MS. I didn't go get re-up. I probably wouldn't have it.
Give me some. You got anything in there for MS? You got anything in that bag for MS?
Yeah,
your tattoo, a stretched ostrich.
But it was one of the coolest. I've been tattooed all over the world. So one of the coolest experiences I've ever had.
That would be dope.
It was in the tattoo community, and it was so cool.
So you are tattooed your head.
And everybody's super nice. The Thai people are so nice. It's unbelievable.
Really?
Oh fuck, man. I mean,
but that's a long flight.
Dude, pop an Ambien and get on a plane. You're not going to live forever. You know what I have on my desk at work? A thing printed out that says, you're going to die one day.
Oh, I'm totally with you.
I have that for a reason.
I'm totally with you, but there's still all the cool shit in the United States I could just, try first.
Dude, if you ever want to go to Thailand, let me know and I'll fucking go with you.
I'll probably go one day.
That's how much I love that place.
I'll probably go one day.
I don't like how hot it is, but...
I bet the
food is so good. It's cheap. The people are just beautiful and nice. You can go ride an elephant. I rode an elephant. It was awesome. I pet a tiger.
I'm not doing that.
Dude.
I'm not petting a tiger.
You can pet a baby tiger.
I don't want to pet none of that motherfucking shit because those things will, for some reason, they've been petted 9 million times. You reach in there,
listen. That's one thing that I'll never do again because it's terrifying.
I'm not a tiger.
Like, those things are fucking huge.
Yeah. And the fast as shit.
They look big at the circus, but they look bigger when you're leaning up against one.
I'm not doing it.
Anyway, you gotta do it.
Nope.
You're a pussy.
It's a wild animal.
I'm a wild animal, and I tame that tiger. You know what I'm saying? But, dude, it's amazing. I love Southeast Asia. I can't wait to go. I really want to go to Vietnam.
I'm going to North Korea as soon as we're allowed to.
Just sneak in.
I'm going with Rodman or something, but
let me get him on the phone real quick. Hey, Dennis, can we go with you?
He seems like a cool guy. I'd probably let me go with him.
He seems like a cool guy. Have you?
They say he's a sweetheart of a man. They say he's super nice, super kind, real nice guy. Just kind of weird.
Anyway, yeah, I want to go there. I went to the border went to Cambodia, the Thailand, Cambodia border. And the people with the long neck, they wear those bands.
Yeah, the rings.
Yeah, we went to one of their villages.
That's wild.
It was really cool. They're very nice, beautiful people.
Was it long necks running around there?
Yeah, but they start doing that when they're kids.
Yeah, it's slowly add rings, right?
Yeah, and it pushes down on your collarbone more than anything.
Oh.
So it deforms the bones and it supports the neck because at some point your neck doesn't have to develop any muscle because it...
Yeah, but if you took it off, you'd literally be just chilling. Like the neck might break.
God, yes, I don't know. They were very nice. I felt bad though because that was one of those, hey, look at that things, and I don't want to do that when I travel.
We're here to check your necks out.
It's like, I'll go look at some wild
I'm here to
animals.
see some long necks and some banana titties. If you got any of those lying around, I'd like to check them out.
Y'all got a ping pong show in this village somewhere now? I got some Thai bot. I got 30 of them. Come on now, sweetheart. No, and the people are so fucking rad. Like the travelers, there are some road worn travelers. My favorite story. We were in Bangkok, We stayed in a hotel there for 3 days when we first got there. And they had a pool, which was rad. But we met this nice young lady. She was from Canada. And she'd been on the road for a while. She'd been India, Vietnam. You just save up, dude. It's cheap. It's cheap. But her parents had flown to Bangkok to meet her and hang out and travel around a little bit. So we had breakfast with her and her mother and father. Lovely people. So her parents eat, they get up to leave, and they're like, yeah, we're going to go back to the room. We'll catch you guys later. It's like, okay, cool, yeah, we'll go walk down the street, see some stuff. And not 3 minutes after they left, she looks me dead in the fucking face and goes, hey, do you know if you get chlamydia in your mouth? And I was like, do fucking what? So I don't know what would make you think that I, of all people, would know medical advice on sexually transmitted diseases.
I don't know what chlamydia would look like, to be honest with you.
And I said, and I couldn't help myself. I said, pray tell, why do you ask?
Yeah, I'd have to know.
She goes, well,
Have to know.
I was in India and I hooked up with this guy and he got chlamydia. And so he did the right thing and sent everybody an email that he had contact with. And so I got this email and I didn't sleep with him.
I just sucked his wiener.
Clearly. And I was like, yeah, I have no idea. But the medical care in Thailand's great, so go to the hospital and they'll figure that out for you. But
you know, we'll make out sessions with her.
And she was pretty too.
Oh, shit after her fork or nothing.
Oh.
Let's take my drink. No.
No, thank you. But she was pretty, and I was like, man, it's too bad. Because now, even if she did want to sleep, we'd be taken.
Fuck that Indian guy. You ruined it for everybody.
No, he was in
Australia.
Australia.
Sent a mass email out to a bunch of people. It's like, this guy was a stud.
He did the right thing, though.
Right. Hey, guys.
Like, hey, remember whenever you let me... so maybe...
You might have something growing. Might be a possibility.
Oh, yeah.
How far are we into this thing? This wasn't even a podcast, but turned a pretty good one. Goodness, it's the time is... It didn't tell me.
It's 10:35.
Oh, okay, it's not too late.
Well, yeah, because you don't have to work in the morning.
Oh, we've been going over an hour.
What time do you work tomorrow?
I leave my house about 4:35.
Fuck off, really?
Every day, dude. Every day.
Okay. You and Jocko Willing. Savages.
I like that guy.
My
friend he moved to Austin. He's a total nutrition guy. He's doing pretty good for himself, but they did like a boot camp or something, and they had a Jocko. They waited like 4 in the morning and doing jiu-jitsu and shit like that.
Dude, I sent that guy a DM on Facebook, Jocko.
Yeah.
And I'd come back.
I bet he gets a million of them too.
I gained a bunch of weight. I was like super depressed. Fucking drinking too much and this and that.
She's talking on that microphone.
I was fucking drinking too much. And
eating hot dogs.
So anyway, I sent him a DM like, hey dude, kind of in a bad place. And kind of explained my stupid, heartfelt, woe is me tale. And he wrote back, he said, you did it before, do it again. That was it.
That's bad shit.
I was like, this motherfucker coming But I couldn't believe he answered. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
that's dope though, because you know he gets a fucking million.
Well, he said on his podcast that people keep telling him to get somebody to handle that for him. So he's like, if you send me a DM or an email, it's me that fucking answers those.
That's awesome.
And I was like, how about all your shit, bro?
That's true though. He's simple. He's like, you did it before, do it again. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
What are we talking about right now? He's already done this.
Yeah, but I was like, dude, I can't believe he would take his time out to read my
That's a
stupid,
dope human being.
my stupid fucking woe is me shit.
That's a dope human being. He's genuinely gives a fuck about people.
Yeah.
Just for no reason.
And he's a killer.
That's the reason. Well, that's the reason he gives a fuck. People that are Navy SEALs and Green Berets and Army Rangers and Force Recon and Marine Corps, they don't do that unless they care. I mean,
I thought it was rad.
Hell yeah. It makes me want to send a DM of my penis.
What
do you think about that? You did it before. Do it again.
Save that for the boys in the barracks, you know.
Yeah, I want Jocko like showing up and seeing me in person, but oh, I know you. I'm about to fuck you up. Because the problem is he 100% could. Like,
Yeah, you see pictures of him. His fucking neck is like
did you
as
see
wide as
his
his
forearms,
goddamn
his
ears.
elbows, his forearms, his forearms and elbows are just.
I mean, I'm not gay, but I'd probably sleep with
The
him.
problem is, like, guys like that impress me because if you're in there's an active shooter that kicks a door in somewhere. If they happen to kick a door in, and there's a Jocko Willink or there's a fucking Tim Kennedy in there that are carrying a pistol, you're dead, motherfucker. You're gonna die because they're not. This is nothing. They're like, okay, you're untrained and you're about to run into two of the baddest human beings that walk the planet. They're gonna kill you easily.
Dude, he did some interview, and they're like, "What do you think we ought to do about ISIS?" He goes, "I think we should kill them."
Yeah, I saw that. We should just kill them. They should die.
I'm like, okay, that's pretty direct. I don't know if they were ready for that.
That guy just didn't get big till not very long ago.
No, he was on Tim Ferriss. That was like his first
I gotta
interview.
start listening. I haven't even heard Tim Ferriss' podcast yet.
There's some good ones in there.
I can listen to it.
There's some good ones.
You know what's crazy is he's supposed to be super healthy, but he just looks very unhealthy. Like his skin, he just looks like he's sick all the time.
I don't know. He's biohacker to the max. Like,
Yeah. He knows he's a genius.
yeah,
He's a fucking genius.
and he's a
People around this area,
gazillionaire. And
people around this area, like in Midland, they don't really get into that kind of. They don't even venture off into Tim Ferriss land or.
we'll go to a coffee shop and see if anybody has read fucking Great Expectations.
I bet there's not many people that read too much. You'd be surprised.
Well, Charles Dickens is. I hate Charles Dickens novels. That's the only book I've ever read the Cliff Notes for because I fucking hated it when I had to read it in school. My brother, on the other hand, loves Charles Dickens novels. I think they're shit. My personal opinion. But it's always funny too, and people are like, "Oh, you like to read?" I'm like, "Yeah, I read a lot of this, a lot of this, a lot of that." It's like, "What's your favorite?" I was like, "I don't really have a favorite. I'll give you a top 10, but
Right.
they're like, "Have you read, Of Mice and Men?" I was like, "Yes."
I think it was just in high school. Yeah, we got that.
They're like, I said, I've read everything Steinbeck wrote. It's one of my favorite authors. They're like, everything? I'm like, yeah. I've read everything he ever wrote and published. I've read. And there's this people like, yeah, I read this Louis L'Amour book once. I'm like, yeah, I've read probably 50 Louis L'Amour books. All of them they had in the school. I read all
Right.
because I liked it. And then Hemingway, another one of my favorites. Charles Bukowski. I read everything he ever wrote. Like, I just like reading. And people are like,
Got a visitor. Come on in there. I thought somebody knocked on the door.
yeah, me too. People, they think, perception is reality. And they're like, what do you mean you like to read? I'm like, dude, you can be an idiot and still like to read books.
Right. You can be
I
an
promise.
absolute animal and read books.
You can be a piece of tattooed white trash and read
There's
books.
nothing
Like,
wrong
it's
with
okay.
Audible. I tell people you should just check it out.
Yeah, and I don't talk shit about it. It's not my thing because I zone out in it. When I read, I can be lost.
See, at work, it's good because I don't necessarily get to use my brain as much as I'd like to, so I get to hear awesome information. All
Like
day.
whenever people tell me like, oh yeah, I like to read, it helps me go to sleep. I can't read and go to sleep.
Get y'all
It
fired up.
keeps me up.
Right.
I mean, I'll get lost in it.
Right.
But whenever I was working on the rigs, I would order stuff on Amazon and be like, oh, that looks like a good book. Looks like a good book.
Just to try it out.
And I would go home and there'd be all these packages. I'd be like, when the fuck did I order that? And then it was like Christmas every time I got off the
You
rig.
just didn't order books.
Because I would get, you've been on the rig.
Yeah.
You got
Click.
every channel known to man,
Click.
including the Playboy channel, which is strange. But I could only watch TV for a few days, and then I'm like, I don't want to watch TV anymore. Fuck
Yeah.
this. So I would just read. And so I read tons of books when I was on the rigs.
It's a good time though, especially
I
what you were
mean,
doing.
Yeah, you sit around that rig and wait for something to go wrong. That's what a drug. Every now and then you go make an appearance
Right here.
and make sure the
Well,
company.
you were a mud engineer, not a
Yeah.
roughneck. That's what
Yeah.
you had time.
Yeah, but I'd have to get up at 3:30 and run that report in the morning on oil base, and then do another one at 4 in the afternoon. And other than that, I would walk across the rig site, cross location, and make sure the fucking company man saw me,
Yeah, he's alive. He's doing his
so
job.
he wouldn't wonder what I was up to all the time.
Yeah.
So I would go make those appearances,
Yeah.
and they go, hey, talk to the derrick man, and be like, hey man, what's that pH looking like? What's that fluid weigh? Is that 8.7 or 8.8? Okay, yeah, we'll have to put some caustic in it for me now. And
Yeah.
You know, just so that they notice that you're around. I go talk to the driller, same shit. Go talk to the tool pusher, especially if I like them.
You're just making it feel warm, fuzzy inside.
Yeah.
Like,
And
I'm here.
You know.
And they pay you a dick ton of money to do that retarded shit. It's like, if people knew what that shit really was, I work Derek's. I'm like, I know what this guy does. I'm doing this guy's job.
We were at a meeting this morning, and our GM's going around going, how much money did you make before you went to work selling cars? And, $8,000, $5,000, $3,000, $700, whatever. He comes to me and he said, what was the best month you ever had? I said, 1 month. He goes, yeah, 15,000. He goes, how many times do you do that? I said, a lot. I used to tell Peter, I said, if I didn't make 10 grand in a month, I had a bad month.
Yeah.
Because it was 10, 12 all the time.
Do you know what's crazy? I worked for Savannah as a roughneck. 28 days on, 14 off. I pulled about 15,000 a month. But my 15,000 was a little bit different. My ass and arms were a little more tired than yours.
Yeah.
Because hammers and shit are heavy. And books and fucking nice, cozy ass, dope ass trailers. I always wanted to be in there. I always thought it'd be cool to be in there, like watching guys bust ass. Be like, this really ain't too bad. Look at them. Oh, they're all.
Oh, you fucking feel that. Because.
Oh, you open the door. I come out the window. What's going on, boys?
I remember showing up on a location, and I said something to the Derek man. I said, "Hey man, go mix this and this and this and that." He goes, "Hell, why don't you mix it with me?" I said, "Don't make me ask you twice. I'll go find somebody that will, and you'll be off this rig." He goes, "Okay, sorry, I'll go do it." It's like, don't fucking ask me twice, dude. I mean, you called me in the middle of the night to come fix your problem.
Right.
So I don't want to hear shit from you. Or then I'm gonna go talk to the tool pusher, and then I'm gonna go talk to the driller. And I'm gonna have your ass packed up because there's a reason they pay me more money to be here than you.
Right.
And if I gotta take it to that level, that's what the fuck we're gonna do. But I need you to mix this right fucking now.
I loved it. They give me the sheet, and I go, that's exactly what I'm mixing.
Yeah.
And even I'm like, we could probably do better with this, but fuck that.
People go, what's it like, working around roughnecks and stuff? I said, the best roughneck is a weak mind and a strong back.
Yeah.
That's not a thinking. I mean, once you get up to drilling,
right,
other stuff, I go, but your typical worm.
Yeah, they just got to be able to last and do it.
Yeah.
Be tough.
It's a war of attrition.
Be tough. Yeah.
And although I never roughnecked, I hung around with them a lot.
I know the life.
There were some good guys.
It was a long time.
There were some real good guys out there.
There's some real smart ones too.
Yeah.
You'd be impressed.
Well, yeah, because it's like every now and then you catch one. You could have they'd be like, "What are you reading over there?" And we'd have a conversation about it.
Yeah. Oh well. Yeah.
I mean, they're not all.
But then you see some guys that smoke a bunch of meth, cook a full meal, and go to sleep, and you're thinking, Jesus Christ, those guys are professional meth addicts.
You're gonna die for sure.
That actually happened. Me and Jordan watched these guys do it, and they went to bed. Right when they went to bed, my Jordan goes, "I've done this a long time, and I've seen a lot of guys smoke meth. I have never seen anybody smoke meth like it was a cigarette, eat a full meal, and then crash out like, night, guys."
There was a dude.
That's pro.
I had a Derek man, south of Pecos somewhere, and they were working 12-hour towers, and he would get off, whether it was off at 6 in the morning or 6 at night, and he would go drink 30 beers.
Yeah.
And he would leave the cans in the shower, around the rig. This is one of those companies that you could get away with that kind of shit. Yeah. And it wasn't like working for Chevron.
Right.
But he would drink 30 fucking beers when he got off work every fucking day.
Mind-boggling.
And he was not overweight. He was a skinny guy.
How did he eat?
5'7", 5'8". But he would get slobber knocker drunk every fucking day. But he'd get up, go to work. He'd get up, go to work. Like, he just had that shit down. He was a full-blown fucking alcoholic.
We drank a lot out there when I was there. I mean, that's what we did. That's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't. 30 beers every day.
It was just, if you've never seen that done, it was quite a thing to behold.
You just watch them rock out.
Well, they didn't care. As long as he got up and did his job, they didn't give a
No, they give a fuck no.
But it's like,
he's probably a good hand.
Chevron locations, Seven Sisters companies, motherfucker.
Oh, yeah.
I caught a job for the Cimerex rig. and they didn't. I'd roll up there in a t-shirt. They didn't give a fuck. But something happened, and so here come all the big brass.
Yeah.
And the company man told me, he goes, Jake, gotta wear that FR tomorrow. You know, make sure you're doing things by the book because all the boss man, and the safety man, everybody gonna be there. So I roll up there and chalk my wheels because you had to chalk your wheels if you were on that location and you parked your truck.
That's ridiculous.
And it was just, and the things that would come over, they had a young petroleum engineer, and he was asking me the stupidest fucking questions. I'm like, dude, didn't you go to college for 4 years to know these really asinine fucking questions? Like, go ask the tool pusher so he can yell at you too. Come on. I can't believe they pay you what they do, and you don't know anything. But yeah, they had all the big brass out, and everybody's like, well, you gotta watch your P's and Q's out there. Of course, it was when they roll up and drug test everybody. That's always funny.
Right. Everybody, you can see, who's in trouble.
Oh yeah.
They start scatting, like they can go somewhere.
Because the pusher would be like, hey, Timmy, you need to get off location because that drug man's coming around.
That white Tahoe's on the way out here.
Yeah. But it's just, oil field. That's the way it is.
Man, we're in an hour and 30 minutes almost. If I get this thing saved, I say we wrap it up and do one tomorrow, a real one.
What are we going to discuss tomorrow?
Me going to the Bahamas, flying over the ocean in September.
Dude, Ambien, done. Next.
Fly to Peru. That's going to be a good one.
Dude, Ambien, done. Next.
Hopefully, after you get back from Peru, I won't have to deal with that anymore because I can bury that issue.
I'll tell you where that sushi place that we ate at is. I'll tell you, I forget the name of it, but it's fucking fantastic. It's like as highly ranked as like the finest sushi in the U.S.
Really?
Yeah.
I'll eat it. I like sushi. Just have to be in the mood.
Dude, you got to eat the right sushi.
Let's shut this bitch down, man.
Okay.
We're doing a good one tomorrow. A legit one, so it's not so late either. It's already 11 o'clock. It happens fast, though. You should get a podcast of your own. I'm telling you.
Yeah, I got the fucking equipment.
You don't need much. Phone can do it.
No, I got a
You get the recorder.
H4n. I got microphone. All that
You
stuff.
should do that. All right, guys. Well, we're shutting her down. It's a little late, and we'll be back tomorrow with some other interesting shit. Peace out. It's all good. Let's see if I get this thing to shut down now.
My beard looks like shit. I look like such a car salesman douchebag.
I didn't say that.